They told us the Maya were first. They told us the Aztecs built the foundations of civilization in the Americas. They told us history began here. But what if everything you were taught was wrong? Long before the Maya raised their temples, long before the Aztecs ruled with stone and blood, an advanced civilization was already thriving in the Americas. It built massive cities, it engineered pyramids, it organized society on a monumental scale. And it did all of this 5,000 years ago. This civilization did not use metal, it did not use pottery, it did not wage war. Yet it stood shoulder to shoulder with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. This is the story of the oldest civilization in the Americas, the forgotten Caral Empire. For generations, historians believed civilizations in the Americas developed late. The Old World, Egypt, Sumer, the Indus Valley, was seen as the birthplace of complex society. The Americas were portrayed as followers, not pioneers. This belief shaped textbooks, it shaped museums, it shaped what was remembered and what was ignored. The Maya, the Aztecs, and the Inca were studied extensively because they left behind dramatic ruins, art, and conquest narratives. But history has a bias. It remembers empires that fought wars. It remembers civilizations that collapsed violently. It forgets societies that rose quietly. Caral did not conquer. Caral did not leave inscriptions boasting of kings. Caral left something far more unsettling: silence. In the arid Supe Valley of modern-day Peru, enormous mounds dotted the landscape. For centuries, locals believed they were natural hills, shaped by wind and time. Even archaeologists walked past them. Then, in the 1990s, Peruvian archaeologist Ruth Shady looked closer. Excavations began. What emerged shocked the academic world. Beneath the sand were massive stepped pyramids, plazas, residential zones, ceremonial complexes. This was not a village. This was a city. Radiocarbon dating confirmed the impossible. Caral was built around 3000 BCE. At the same time, Egypt was laying the foundations of the pyramids. Before Stonehenge, before the Maya existed at all. The Americas were not late to civilization. They were early. Caral covered more than 60 hectares. At its heart stood 6 monumental pyramids, carefully aligned with celestial events. Sunken circular plazas suggested organized ritual gatherings. Homes were arranged by status, indicating social hierarchy. This was a planned city, not a temporary settlement, not an experiment. A civilization had taken root, but something was missing. No weapons, no walls, no evidence of armies. Caral was a civilization without war. Across ancient history, civilization and warfare are inseparable, but Caral breaks the rule. Archaeologists found no spear points, no defensive structures, no mass graves. Instead, they found musical instruments made from bones, evidence of long-distance trade and ritual spaces designed for communal gatherings. Power in Caral was not enforced by violence. It was enforced by religion, trade, and knowledge. This challenges one of the most fundamental assumptions of human history, that civilization must rise through war. Caral proves another path existed. Caral built pyramids without metal tools, without wheels, without writing. So how did they do it? Engineers discovered the use of shikra bags, woven fiber sacks filled with stones. These bags absorbed seismic shocks, making Caral structures earthquake-resistant. An engineering solution thousands of years ahead of its time. They cultivated cotton, not for clothing, but for fishing nets, enabling trade with coastal communities. They tracked time and ritual cycles through astronomy. They may have used early Quipu-like systems to record information. Caral was not primitive, it was innovative. Caral was not alone. It sat at the center of a network of settlements stretching across the coast and highlands. Fish from the ocean, crops from inland valleys, resources exchanged without armies enforcing control. This was an empire built on cooperation, not conquest, a model almost never discussed in history. Then, around 1800 BCE, Caral declined. No signs of invasion, no burned cities. Instead, evidence points to climate catastrophe. El Niño events brought floods and droughts. Trade networks collapsed. Resources failed. Caral faded, not violently, but quietly. And because it vanished peacefully, history forgot it. Caral does not fit the story we like to tell. There are no warrior kings, no dramatic battles, no golden empires falling in flames. It forces us to reconsider what defines civilization, whether violence is inevitable, and who gets remembered in history. Caral was ignored not because it was insignificant, but because it was inconvenient. The oldest civilization in the Americas was not the Maya, it was not the Aztecs, it was not the Inca, it was Caral, a civilization as old as Egypt, as sophisticated as Sumer, as forgotten as history allows. And its existence changes everything, because it proves civilization does not begin with war. Sometimes it begins with cooperation.